Hello again, folks. Well, tonight I did some preparation work, just like I was talking about yesterday. Excuse me. I simply unscrewed the handrails from the little escutcheons that we installed the other day, and glad that I did it that way. Just they're threaded 1032, and that's 3/16 inch stainless rod. So I just unscrewed and slid them out on both sides, and then I undid the, as you can see on the inside better, there's some stainless steel round head, button head screws, machine screws, and nuts, and I just undid them and I lifted up. I'll take a walk over here. I'll show you. There's the top of the smoke box, and it just came up easy as you please. I was a little worried because I don't think I've had that thing apart since I machined it all. And I'm pretty sure I used crazy glue to hold it all together, and then the brass plates that you saw inside. But I just lifted it straight up and it came up. That's a good view of it right there. You can see inside the that there's the part which I forget the technical name for right now, that I'll have to do the piping around the outside of. That's part of the beauty of this setup here. All I did tonight after I got those things off was to the front header bar that I showed you last night. I screwed it on, and happily it was tight the last quarter turn or so. So when I put some sealant on it, I think it'll be nice and snug. So now the question mark is machining it, and these little pipe cleaner here are a couple of just some ideas about ways to run the piping. These are the 5/16 inch copper tubes that go down to the cylinders. So there's a couple different ways to do this. I could either have the drill and tap and have fittings on the bottom here, then come out this way, or go straight in. So I'll do a better job of mocking up some some of those things, and then put the top half back on and play with some different ideas. Fred, Chuck, Pete, if you guys have any ideas about that, let me know. Let me pan over here. Here's some of the parts that I've laid out. Here's the fittings. It's a pipe fitting that could go into the bottom of the front header bar, and then there's 5/16 inch flare, so I could flare some copper tubes, and I got these all from McMaster-Carr a while ago. Anyway, so those could go into the bottom, and then I could have the 5/16 inch tube come straight out and then down. As I mentioned, I've got these 5/16 inch elbows, copper elbows, that I could silver solder in, and then I've got more 5/16 inch flare to flare fittings here. So it could be up from the cylinders, and then straight piece, a silver soldered piece, and a fitting like that into the bottom. I hope that makes sense. It's just one possibility. So it's nice to be able to mock up and think about the arrangement and before I start fabricating any pieces. But this should be pretty straightforward. Let me pan back here. Should be pretty straightforward. The only other thing that's got to be made, and this would be a good time for me to make it, is the blower ring that goes around the outside of the exhaust nozzle, and it comes through. It's supposed to be made out of 3/16 inch copper. So I'll make that, and then I'll need to make a piece, a brass piece or something, that will seal up this area here. It's sealed at the bottom. I'll put a light on there. Sealed at the bottom, but nonetheless, everything I can do to minimize air leakage, the better off I am, from what I understand. So there's tonight's update, and I'll keep you posted as I make progress. Thanks again for the comments, and please let me know if there's questions.